Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Big Three. Look, I know things have slowed down over the past few days with the content and that, but not to worry. The whole team is excited about the up-and-coming season and can't wait to get started. Games will be coming thick and fast, and so will the content, trust me on that. Let's kick things off. We're going to talk about Arsenal's pre-season so far, and I think it's been quite a positive one. We've not lost or drew a single game. We've won them all. Beating Orlando, beating Chelsea, obviously, beating... Who else did we play? Why has it gone out of my head? Everton, we beat Everton. And then Nürnberg, of course, yeah. I've done it back to front there, but that's who we played. 5-3 against Nürnberg to the Arsenal, 2-0 against Everton, 3-1 against Orlando, and a 4-0 batter into Chelsea to the Arsenal.
Taken away. He's onside. Chips the keeper. He scores!
Signing Gabriel Jesus comes on. Martinelli, your Sakas, your Thomas Partey's, they come on, and you start seeing the game commence into our favour. And obviously that's just going to be the story of the season. I think we've got two teams. I think we've got one very strong team, and I think we've got one not so strong team. But some players out of that not so good team, if you take them in and you put them in for 1 or 2 games, they could come in and do a job, like your Mohamed El Nenes, your Cedrics, your Nuno Tavares. They've all not looked too bad in pre-season. I think even Pepe, if he stays this season, he could play a decent part in the upcoming season. I really do. I've seen his Instagram post saying he's very committed to this season with Arsenal. He's proved on a lot of things, but we'll see. But that's just the way that pre-season's gone for me so far. It's a game of 2 halves for Arsenal. You get the one very good team and you get the one not so good team. And I've got to be honest, I'm very, very excited about that good team. And even so, we might be adding 1 or 2, maybe even 3 more players into this current squad. I think what a pre-season for Arsenal. You've seen Jesus shining. He's been absolutely quality so far. He looks magic. He brings people into the game. He's fast. He's skillful. He's technical. He's everything you want in your striker. It's what we've been missing for a while now. In Aubameyang and Lacazette, you had a complete striker, but in 2 different players. So you played one who was getting half of a striker, and you played the other who was getting half of a striker. Aubameyang with the pace and the finishing, but then Lacazette with the link-up play and bringing players into the game and building it up. With Jesus, it looks like you've got it all. So yeah, as an Arsenal fan, you've got to be quite excited. And on the tour as well, over in America, they brought in Zinchenko, another Man City player. Won countless amount of titles, and like Edu said in his most recent interview, we're just building that winning mentality. That's what it's all about. That winning mentality. If you're at Arsenal Football Club, you've got to want to win things. You can't just lose a game and say, okay, it's fine, we'll go again. You've got to be fuming. You've got to be ready, always ready. But yeah, I think it's been a positive pre-season for Arsenal. It is only pre-season, tester matches. But yeah, all in all, it's been fun to watch, especially that Chelsea game. We absolutely demolished them. I've got to say, they don't look ready, and we're going to get on to Chelsea when we get in the predictions, because that's what I'm going to do just in a second, guys. I'm going to do my Premier League predictions. But yeah, just to sum up the Arsenal pre-season, I think it's been a good positive tour, and I think the fans have got something to get behind and be excited about for the upcoming season, especially if we get them 1 or 2 players in. So yeah, positive signs for Arsenal. Let's get into these Premier League predictions. I'm excited. If you want to know where your team's finishing next season, get over to this channel, because guess what? I know exactly where they're all finishing.
You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
I know you just came back up, and I know I've seen you all saying, oh, you think it's your season, you're going to do it, you're going to smash the league, you're going to stay up. No, you're not. You're finishing bottom. The squad's not good enough. I don't think any part of that football club is good enough. It's one of my most hated football teams of all time. You can't be in the Premier League with that stadium. If you come in the Premier League, you get a new stadium built. That stadium is absolutely pathetic. It's so small. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's old school and it's hard to go there and that, but you've got no fans. The away fans, they can't travel because you get about 1,000 seats. It's absolutely rubbish. That needs sorting out, Bournemouth. But yeah, you're in 20th. Forget about my personal view. I just don't think your team's good enough. I just don't think you're good enough to stay in the Premier League. In 19th place, this is a bit of a tricky one for me, but I've put them there and I think they are going to go back down. It's the biggest yo-yo club of all time. It's Fulham. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down. Yeah, that's all they ever do. Just come up and then go back down. I think Mitrovic has proved it now. He's a championship striker. He's had countless amount of times where he's scored loads and loads of goals in the championship. What was it last season? 41, 42, 43, something like that. Insane record. But then he comes into the Premier League and he can barely find 10. So yeah, I just don't think they're going to be good enough to stay in the Premier League once again. Fulham. Hopefully they are. I don't mind Fulham. I like Fulham. Even though they're a London club, they're just easy pickings, aren't they? But yeah, I just don't think they're good enough to stay in. In 18th place, I've got one that's probably going to shock the lot of you. I think this could be our next Sunderland. I think we could be looking at our next Sunderland, Southampton Football Club. The form that they started in last season was very good. They had quite a few points earlier, and then after them first 5, 6, 7 games, absolute shambles of a season for Southampton. The football, nothing was going right, nothing was working. I think this season, by Christmas, Ralph Hasenhüttl is out of a job, and I think Southampton could be looking at demise this season. I really do. I think they've been around for too long now. They've been hanging on to academy products and trying to make it work that way. And I just don't think you can hang on to that for so long. I think you've got to invest, buy players. And I know they've signed a few players. But you're looking at all 21, 22-year-olds and stuff like. You're not looking at quality players. Like, look at Brighton's teams that are around him. You've got Basuma, obviously he's gone now. You've got Cucurella, players like that. Brentford, you've got Tone Mbebu, whatever his name is. You've had Ericsson. You've got them kind of players. What you got at Southampton, you've got James Ward-Prowse. You've lost Danny Ings. I just don't think they're good enough to stay up at all. So yeah, they're in 18th for me. Leeds, once again, in 17, just surviving, just like they did last season. I think they could be one of the ones that go down as well. My 20th to 14th could be mix and match, but I'm going with Leeds just hanging on again, even though I think they are going to struggle. They've lost the two best players in Calvin Phillips and Rafinha, hands down the two best players. But I think one of their main problems is that all the money they've invested, they've got no Premier League proven players or English proven players. It's all abroad. It's all foreigners. So you're looking at 5, 6, 7 players that you're signing to come in and just gel straight away. You're going to struggle. You're going to really, really struggle to make the whole team gel in one. You really are. But in 16th then, to have a bit of a worse season than last season, I've got Brentford. Yes, I have got Brentford. I think losing Ericsson. I think Ericsson was one of the main key parts that Brentford managed to survive last season. If you look at it, by January, they were really, really struggling. When he came in January, they turned the whole season around and made it into a good, successful season for them. So yeah, I think that's the key for Brentford. They've got to try and sign a few players, and I know they've just gone and got that Aaron Hickey, the right back, but I think they need a real quality creative player, or they're going to have a struggle of a season. But I think they'll stay in. I think they'll do an off. 16th place for me is Brentford. In 15th then, a bit of a worse season, I've got Brighton. They've lost Basuma. Cucurella's on the radar to leave. Leandro Trossard could be leaving as well. Losing their best players. Not reinvesting it all in great length. So yeah, I think Brighton just 15th, stay in the Premier League. Not great. I think the only reason they stay in the Premier League as well is because their manager's absolutely quality. Graham Potter, what a job he's done. In 14th then, I've got the hometown boys. I've got Nottingham Forest. I think what they have done is showed real intent. I do worry because I look at Fulham 2 or 3 seasons ago when they came up to the Premier League and they changed their whole team, brought 12, 13 new players, spent 120 million. I'm going to show you back down. But I think with Nottingham Forest, a lot of their players were loans. You had Jed Spence, you've got Samba that's left, they've replaced him, they've replaced Jed Spence. You had Garner, he was loan. So yeah, they just had a lot, and I think there's quite a few more actually. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3. But yeah, Nottingham Forest, a lot of loans. I think they've signed 10 to 11 players now, Forest. So just building a squad really, they've got Nico Williams in. They've got they're interested in Mangala now from abroad. I can't remember where he's from. Yeah, they've just made quite a few good signings. Obviously, Jesse Lingard, that's absolutely massive for them. He could be pivotal in them staying in the Premier League. So yeah, I think Nottingham Forest have a good season and get 14th. Now, you Everton fans, listen here. I'm being very, very generous. I think you could be in for another torrid season. I really do. Your squad is absolutely shocking. That board, they've got all the money, they've got no brains. Window 94, that board. They ain't got a clue what they're doing. Frank Lampard, he's a bum. Get him out the door. He's awful as a manager. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my football club. But just them players alone, you've lost Richarlison now. Calvert-Lewin don't want to be there whatsoever. He's just there for the money at this point. He's probably had enough, so I don't think he's saving you, and he's getting quite a lot of injuries. I think Everton just have a woeful squad, a woeful manager, and I think they're in for another torrid season. But just because of the size of the club and the money that the owner does have and the money that they can spend, I've got them in a generous 13th, so you're lucky. In 12 plates then, it is Crystal Palace. I think they're in for another good season for them. I think 12th for Palace is a good season. Patrick Vieira's came in and done an absolute wonderful job. They've got some delightful players like Elise, Eze, obviously Zaha. They've got some delightful players, good players. I think Conor Gallagher could be a big miss for them this season, but they just need to get a few in the door, Palace, and they just do what they always do. Just nothing club, just there, aren't they? Wolves then, I think it's going to be the same old for Wolves. Start off well, pushing Champions League, pushing Europa League. No, now pushing Conference League. Okay, we'll do enough to just get in the top half, but I don't think they are. I think they're going to finish just outside, and it's Wolves in 11th for me. I ain't got much to say on them. Then, the richest owners in world football. I've got them to push the top 10, to break the top 10. Newcastle to get 10th, and I think it's good. And I think there could be a lot of pressure on a lot of managers this season, and Eddie Howe is one. You're not going to be able to lose as many games as you did last season. You're not going to have that unwanted pressure. You're just not. You're going to have a lot of pressure on you this season. You've got to win games in the Premier League, and I think he's going to find that out. But Newcastle, steady 10th, I reckon. In 9th then, once again, just doing nothing, not doing enough. Leicester. They've sold no one. They've brought no one. They are in a shambles. If they lose Tielemans and Maddison is linked with a move away, they're in for a much, much worse season than 9th. But I think 9th, they're not breaking Europe. We've seen it now. I think Brendan Rodgers could be a lot of pressure on him this season as well. If it goes wrong this season, he's definitely out the door. So yeah, Leicester 9th. 8th, I've got Aston Villa. I think Steven Gerrard is going to have a steady season. Again, this is another manager who could have a lot of pressure on him. I think he's got to go and win games. He's got to get points on the board and push Europe. 8th, I don't even know if the Villa fans will accept it, but I think that's where they're going to come, in and around that area. So yeah, it's 8th for Villa, 8th for Gerrard. 7th then, this is looking quite similar to last season from this point onwards, but a few changes, maybe some biased ones. In 7th, we've got West Ham. I think Conference League again. I think they're better than all them 13 teams below. And I think they'll have a better season than them all as well. The only ones that will push them for me is Villa, if Gerrard can get the players playing right. But West Ham, what a job David Moyes has done. Absolutely sensational. I think 7th for them is steady, and they'll be happy with that again, back in Europe. So yeah, and they might do well in that competition as well. 6th then, I've got the Bombs, the Nothing Club, the Laughing Stocks, the Bombs of the league, United in 6th. Absolutely rubbish club. They've got a yes man in charge. Just because of the size of the club and the quality of players they do have, they will come in that top 6. But listen here, they've got an absolute yes man in charge. Someone who's come in to save the money off the books and keep the fans happy and keep the spirits up. That's what he's there for. He's not there to win titles, I can tell you that now. Boom, yes man, United 6th. In Chelsea, I've got in 5th, I think I gave it away, but in 5th, I've got a bit of a shocker. It's Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, 5th. After that performance I seen against Arsenal the other day, you ain't got time to make it right. It's getting late on now. You're 2 weeks away from the season. There's not a lot of time to work on things. Chelsea, absolutely shocking. They look all over the place. Tuchel don't look happy with the players. Apparently falling out of people like Werner and stuff who want to leave. Not got all the signings in yet. I think they look all over the joint. But make no mistake, they've got a world-class manager and they've got to easily be turned around and they could just perform like they do. But I think Chelsea not have the best of seasons and get 5th. In 4th, we've got the Gunners. Arsenal, yes. I'm going 4th. I'm just positive. I'm just so positive. I'm looking forward to the season. I love the manager. I'm loving this new squad that we've got. I think if we get them 2 more signings in, I want a centre mid, that's number 1, got to be done. And then I want a right back or a right wing. That's what I want. Well, not even a right wing, just a winger, someone who can play on that wing. But yeah, I'll take a right back as well, because we're in dire need there if Tomiyasu keeps getting injured. But yeah, Arsenal 4th, maybe a bit biased, but I'm looking forward to the season, and I think hopefully this can be our season to get back in the Champions League. 3rd, with the business they've done and the world-class manager they've got, it's Spurs. I think they can push Liverpool and maybe even City. They can get in and around them question marks, but maybe by March they're out of them question marks and they're not looking at 3rd or 4th. But yeah, I think Spurs. 2nd or 1st. But yeah, I think Spurs 3rd. In 2nd, we've got Liverpool. A good signing, but lost one of the key players. They're a bit in transition for me now. Liverpool, they're going to transition into playing a new way because of this new striker they've got. So yeah, that leaves City in 1st once again, winning the league again for me. I think Haaland coming in, mad signing. They've just got a mad squad anyway. They're just so good, so consistent. That's it for me. That's the predictions done. So yeah, we've got Bournemouth in 20th. We've got Fulham in 19th. We've got Southampton in 18th, that's relegation. We've got Leeds in 17th, Brentford in 16th, Brighton in 15th, Forest in 14th, Everton in 13th, Palace in 12th, Wolves in 11th, Newcastle in 10th, Leicester in 9th, Villa in 8th, West Ham in 7th, United in 6th, Chelsea in 5th, Arsenal in 4th, Spurs in 3rd, 2nd Liverpool, champions Manchester City. So there you have it, guys. That's my quick little roundup of the Arsenal pre-season so far, and then my Premier League predictions for the up and coming season. We are so excited. Don't sleep on us yet. Do not sleep on us. We're not done. I know it's slowed down, but trust me, we're not done at all. We're just getting things set up for the new season and that. So yeah, keep an eye out for the upcoming videos, and when that season does start, fan cams, interviews, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, share. Do all the good stuff. Get over to the TikTok and the Twitter, the Big 356, and I'll see you in the next video.